Hey, what's up, guys? Mike Patrick. In this video, I want to ask a question, okay? Are you an asset to the world, okay? Is the world a better place with or without you? Is the world a better place with or without you, okay? Now, guys, I asked that question because I think many of us, the reason that some of us fall short of progression to our higher selves is because we actually think that, what we're doing is a good thing. You know what I mean? Or it's an admirable thing, right? So let's say if you are a murderer in the streets, let's say if you are a drug dealer, some of the things that get glorified based on a certain culture, it gets glorified, right? And then it makes the world a worse place to live in, okay? But it gets glorified. How many, honestly speaking, it's gonna be somebody that comes into my channel is probably get into a space now where this type of content is not going to even come across or attract a certain type of person, but it may because I don't like to preach to the choir. So who I share my videos with is people who I think may need to hear this, and hopefully it can help change them for the better, okay? So, but the thing is, how many of us know how much respect someone get in the streets for being a killer or a big time drug dealer? And it's at the end of the day, what type of effect is that having on the world collectively, okay? Why are you admiring somebody who's killing people, okay, and who's poisoning people and contributing? Because it's a domino effect. It's a chain effect when it comes to, let's say if a person is a drug dealer, a kingpin drug dealer, right? They're pumping poison in a community that is in turn turning other people into zombies, okay, putting people in the lowest state that they could possibly be in the physical body, okay, and making them those people, because it don't stop there, right? How many drug addicts become murderers, rapists, uh, robbers, and things like that in order to support their habit? And then plus they're taking substances that alter their brain in ways that make them do degenerate things, okay? And so then you ask yourself, okay, is that kingpin, let's say we get rid of that kingpin drug dealer, right? The drugs stop in that community, so people can't get their fix. Now there's not becoming new drug dealers, okay? And I mean new drug addicts, right? And then therefore people um, people are becoming clean now. Stop it, please. Stop it. People are becoming clean now, okay? And then therefore people are in their right mind, okay? And therefore they can become assets to the community as opposed to things that are bringing the community down. And so that's just an example. But then also you think about it when it just comes to regular people. They don't have to be a straight up drug addict. They don't have to be any particular thing. They don't have to be a murderer. They don't have to be going out here shooting one down with a gun, stabbing someone. But people could still be detriments to progression and to the betterment of this world just by them being here, if that makes sense. So negative people, guys, push negative vibrations. And so what you have to do is ask yourself, like, why uh why am I the way I am? And you can be a great person, so that means, but you still gotta reflect, because it may be something you can fine tune. It may be something that you can enhance, okay? Even if you're doing better, you can get better, okay? And even if you're doing good, you can get better. So you have to reflect and ask yourself, okay? And then you kind of have to, this is when you do kind of have to compare yourself to other people. Because if you are in a swamp, then all you know is swamp things, okay? And so therefore when you go and start comparing yourself, well, if everything looks just like you and you don't see anything different or anything better, then therefore you may say, well, I evaluated myself. I evaluated my situation. I evaluated what's around me. I evaluated you know, my environment, calm down, calm down. I evaluated my environment, and therefore I don't see where this is wrong. But for example, imagine if that's swamp water, right? Imagine if there was something put into that swamp water that made the turtles or the alligators or whatever was living and thriving, the bacteria in that water, right? Say, or I don't want to say thriving, but they were just surviving and living, right? But what if it was something put into that water that made those life forms look at it and say, well, this water could be cleaner. See, if all those turtles and alligators know it's swamp water, okay, which is dirty water, then they may learn how to survive under those circumstances, okay? But it would take for them to be introduced to clean water and understand that they can go further. They can go beyond that dirty swamp water, okay? And so when it comes to you as a person, you got to ask yourself, like, am I trying to drag people down? And what inspired this video is my daughters was telling me that someone had told them, I'm not going to say the person's name or anything like that. Look, can you get down, please, Hassani? Can you get down, please? And she was like, well, they said that we are messing, we always messing up stuff, meaning like in a certain space that they were doing things, and not really, and they don't, you know, but for certain negative people, they only have negative things. They only want to find a reason to have something, or they only want to be able to say something negative. That just may be all they can do. That may be their vibration. That may be why they're down here, to play whatever role they play on a lower frequency and a lower vibration. And in turn, they will always, people that's on a higher vibration, look at it like a parasite. like something that has to feed on something that's higher in order for it to just maintain its low existence. And so I had to explain to them, and not always, they know this anyway, but I think maybe the Most High works in mysterious ways, so maybe that had to be said to trigger this video, because this video may need to be broadcasted for somebody out there, right? And so the thing is, I was saying how, like, guys, and I did a video a couple, maybe like a week ago now, talking about that. I have some people are always just try to, you know, call out what they, and then mind you, it's not that it's something negative or something bad, but they'll try to make you think it's something negative or something bad. Like, if you don't want to listen to them, or if you don't want to live how they live or do what they do, then they'll try to portray it as something bad. That's just like imagine a kingpin drug dealer who's a criminal, and he has drug rings and robbery rings and things like that. And because you don't want to do in his circle, if you want to be a good guy, you would be considered bad to him and his entourage, because you don't want to do the degenerate things that he's doing or they're doing. But it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. And so we always have to also be leadership and showing people their shortcomings and their flaws, so they can't. So if they truly have a genuine heart, they could try to change. And then some people are just straight evil, and they know what they're doing, they know how they are, and they just don't care. They don't care. They don't plan on changing. Their energy is based towards trying to maintain a certain low space and frequency down here, and to influence other people, so therefore they can maintain a certain low frequency down here. They have no intentions on changing, okay? And those are the people that that it is what it is. Like, you just gonna have to be judged. You know what I mean? It's one thing to be in your lower self and you don't know any better, and that wasn't your intentions. You don't know any better. You're ignorant, okay? It's a difference between ignorance and blatantly knowing that you're doing the wrong thing. All right? So I just wanted to say that, guys. And I think so this is a good video to make us aware, because everybody, ask yourself that question. Am I an asset to the world or a detriment to the world and other people? Or is a vibration I'm pushing dragging people down, or is it uplifting people? Am I encouraging people to smoke crack? I'm using this as an example. And we all know crack kill. Have you ever seen crack benefit anyone? Um, am I encouraging people to eat BS food? Have you ever seen BS food do anything good for anyone? Do you see the rates of cancer, diabetes, obesity, and all the different things in the world in this world today? Why certain people are trying to act like you are. What are you talking about when you say you gotta actually eat healthy? You know, look at you. While they're trying to shove a pork sausage down your face, and look at them. You know what I mean? Like, okay, and I'm not trying to. I'm just telling the truth at this point. You know what I mean? Because they'll be judgmental for people who trying to push positivity and health and things like that. So the same way they can be judgmental towards us, sometimes we can just tell the truth too. You know what I mean? I don't aspire to be where you at. I see your flat tire. I see everything going on with you. That's not appealing to me. Okay. Um, so so guys, what I'm saying is, for example, a lot of us have lost loved ones to diabetes, cancer, obesity, heart disease. Man, come on now. You know what I mean? And things like that. And so when you sitting around, you got people sitting around still pumping this and then trying to battle you and combat you when they're not bringing anything to the table but ignorance and death. When you're trying to bring knowledge and life, that's when it's a problem, guys. So you got to ask yourself, uh, uh, are you an asset or a liability? All right.